guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
Today we're doing Greatest.
Okay.
Do you know it?
I'm pretty sure I know it. I think.
It's track number 2 off of Kamikaze.
He's like, greatest in the world.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I know it.
So we're going to do what we always do. We will listen, we'll break it down, all that.
Sounds good.
All right. And we are sponsored by Manscaped. I recently got the Performance Package 4.0, which comes with the Lawnmower 4.0. As I say in every video, my favorite part about this is when you turn it on, it has this little light so you can actually see what you're doing. It also comes with a ceramic blade and it's waterproof. So all that helps reduce nicks and ingrown hairs. You can use it in the shower. It also comes with attachments so you can adjust the length of hair you want. It also has a separate ear and nose hair trimmer, which is great. And you also get the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver, which is also known as ball deodorant and ball toner. Very nice. And you get a travel case to carry it all in, which is great. And boxer briefs, which I love. I talk about those in like every video as well. I've been buzzing for like 2 decades at this point, and Manscaped is by far the best I've ever used. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with code WITHSMITH at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code WITHSMITH. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
And the link is in the description for that.
Yes.
And we are also sponsored. What did I do? I put a bunch of wrappers in here. Whatever. Sponsored by Carnivore Snacks, which is one of my favorite meat snacks. I absolutely love it. This one is actually my favorite, the lamb sliders. This one's literally like eating a meat potato chip. They're like cute little rounds and salty and really delicious. And it's really perfect for literally anyone, but especially for me because I do keto carnivore diet. So it's very limiting with what I can and can't eat. And I can eat these, so I eat them all the time. And they're extremely delicious, and I highly recommend them if you've never tried it. And it's grass-fed and minimal ingredients, which is awesome. And you can use our coupon code WITHSMITH for 15% off your order, and the link is in the description below. And also, we're sponsored by my other favorite meat snack, which is Chomps. Chomps is the best beef jerky I have ever had. It's also grass-fed, minimal ingredients, and perfect for literally any type of diet, but especially mine because it allows me to add more variety into my diet, which is pretty limited. And it's insanely delicious, soft and moist. You can use our coupon code WITHSMITH for 10% off your order, additional 10% off subscriptions, links in the description below. And you can also use the same coupon code WITHSMITH for $10, $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. And SeatGeek is a great website to buy tickets for literally anything like a concert or a sporting event. We used them before we were sponsored by them. We've used everything, well, except for Manscaped. You just got that when we got sponsored by them. But we've used every single thing that we've been sponsored by before we were sponsored by them. I went and sought them out, and that's how that ended up. And you can, for SeatGeek, the link's in the description below as well. And yeah, that's it from me.
All right. Here we go. The greatest. Not the greatest, just greatest. I always do that.
Motherfuckers talking crazy, saying I should quit. I fucking tell them make bitch, eat a fucking dick. I'm feeling like the greatest on the beat, whoever did it. Mike Will, the one who made it. It's shady on the lyrics. I'm somewhat outlandish, they say. You say we're cut from the same cloth, but I guess you fabricate, eh? You better bring more men than the Latter-day Saints. Manic states, Stephen Paddock with automatic stay spray at anything that may stand in their way. As I stand at the bay window with a hand grenade and a tray, A at the Mandalay Bay. Common sense, I'm $1 short and a day late. James Holmes at the Saturday Batman matinee. Must've missed my CAT scan that day. I just do a Tampax set Dre. Trash can, task cam, and ashtray. I'm turning back to a madman can't take anymore, but I try to get away from the anger and raise my base. So gangly as an A to the K. Get your ass straight, like my days breaking your legs 8 different ways. Ankle to raise. You chumps don't even know how to do something to give goosebumps. A day when you say there's something you wrote, gave someone a lump in their throat, or you had him choked up, you be yanking my chain. Feel like I'm headed for the padded cell. The bar for me when I rap isn't fair, but guess that's the standard I'm held to. But if something like that doesn't tell you, you set a mark too high when platinum sales are looked at as a failure, then you better take it back to the shelter and hamburger help, because damn it, I'm still the greatest in the world. t-shirts, but I'm the greatest.
All right. It perfectly ends after the chorus, so
Yeah.
built-in place to pause. So, like you said, you remember the song.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it starts off Eminem talking. He says, "Motherfuckers talking crazy, saying I should quit. I fucking tell them make me eat a fucking dick. I'm feeling like the greatest on the beat. Whoever did it." Then he says, "Mike Will, the one who made it, shady on the lyrics." So Mike Will is the producer of the
Oh,
track.
okay, because I didn't know what that meant at all.
Yes, and then Eminem, shady, obviously on the lyrics. We know that. All right, so then he comes in first verse. He says, "I'm somewhat outlandish, they say. You say we're cut from the same cloth, but I guess you fabricate, eh?"
I like cloth fabric, but then also you're a liar. Like we're not cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, I love that line. So yeah, you're lying. And then he says, "You better bring more men than the Latter-day Saints." So I love this line too.
There's not that many.
So so yeah, there's some
Like there
missionaries,
are, but like not that many.
but the Latter-day Saints are Mormon, so more men, Mormon.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, when I heard that, I was like, there. I mean, yeah, there's a lot, but like it's not the most.
Yeah, they're all over Utah, but yeah, it's the play on
Mhm.
more men and Mormon.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes. Then he continues, he says, "Manic states, Stephen Paddock with an automatic, stay spraying at anything that may stand in their way. As I stand at the bay window with a hand grenade and a tray 8 at the Mandalay Bay." So,
That was Vegas shooter,
yeah, Stephen
right?
Paddock's the Vegas shooter, and, he's alluding himself to him. Automatic spraying, so it's like his rapping, but he's also crazy like him. And then, yes, he's at the bay window with a hand grenade and a 38. And Mandalay Bay is the hotel where it happened. And then on that scheme, he continues, he says, "Common sense, I'm a dollar short and a day late. James Holmes at the Saturday Batman matinee. I must have missed my CAT scan that day."
He's the one who shot up the Batman movie.
Yes. And then
So weird.
he does a play on common sense. And then I'm a dollar short, so like dollars and cents, but
Yeah, like a money
cents
scheme.
the other way. And then yeah, he's saying I must have missed my CAT scan that day. So, they might have picked up that he
Yeah.
was crazy on the CAT scan. Then he says, "I just threw a Tampax at tray, trash can, test cam, and ashtray. I'm turning back to a madman. Can't take." So the bar continues. So we've heard similar stuff. So he threw a Tampax at tray and
And
a
then a
trash
bunch of
can.
random things.
Yeah, test cam's like a recording equipment. So like you can make music.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
And then he also threw an ashtray at him.
It's a lot.
So yes. And then he says, "I'm turning back into a madman. Can't take anymore, but I try to get away from the anger and rage. My basal ganglia's an A to the K. Get your ass sprayed like bidets, breaking your legs 8 different ways, ankle to waist." I,
That's a funny
I
one.
love this scheme, yeah.
Yeah.
So he can't take it anymore. He's trying to get away from the rage. His basal ganglia is an A to the K, so that's like a part of your brain.
Yeah. It's got
Um,
a few responsibilities.
yes, so this A to the K, so that's obviously like an AK-47, but A to the K is also the name of a Cypress Hill song, which
Oh, I
is
didn't know that.
so yeah, it's actually doing some foreshadowing to another part of the song.
Okay.
And then so yeah, he's saying his brain's like a assault weapon, automatic
Yeah.
rifle.
Okay.
And then he said, "Get your ass sprayed like bidets." So literally bidets spray your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So like shooting and then sprayed. And then breaking your legs 8 different ways, ankle to waist. So yeah, he's just killing you. And then he says, "You chumps don't even know how to do something to give goosebumps. A day when you say that something you wrote gave someone a lump in their throat or you had them choked up, you'd be yanking my chain."
So basically saying that like no other rapper is good and they don't make anyone feel anything.
Yeah, the people that are criticizing him, they're not as good as him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he does the lump in their throat and then choked up, and then yanking my chain. So
That's a good
you're
one.
playing him, you're lying, joking around. All right. And then he says, "Feel like I'm headed for the padded cell. The bar for me when I rap isn't fair, but guess that's the standard I'm held to. But if something like that doesn't tell you." So, I mean, this is straightforward. The
Yeah.
scheme, the bar continues kind of. Um, yeah. So he's saying, it's not fair, the standard that he's at. He's going to go to the padded cell, crazy.
Hmm.
But if something like that doesn't tell you, you set a mark too high when platinum sales are looked at as a failure. then you better take it back to the shelter and hamburger helper, because damn it, I'm still the, and then it goes into the chorus.
So he's saying like take it back to being poor.
Yeah, go back to, when he was just starting out and shit. Yeah, when he was
Okay.
poor. And then, yeah, so he's saying, he set the mark too high because he has platinum stills and people are still like critiquing him, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not good enough, like revival and shit. And then it goes into the chorus, which is, I'm still the greatest in the world, greatest in the world, greatest in the world. No lie, I might be. Best to ever do it, best to ever do it, best to ever do it. I feel like the greatest. And then he says, woke up to honky sounding like me. Never be as good, never be as good. So that's a play on
Like other white people.
so okay, so yeah, so the woke up to honky sounding like me, it's a play on, I forget who it was, woke up like this. I don't know if it was Playboy Cardi, I forget who, there's another rapper. But he says,
Oh.
woke up to N-word sounding like me. So it's a play on
Oh.
that,
Okay.
right? So Eminem's flipping that, saying other white rappers are sounding like him, and then he's saying they'll never be as good.
Okay.
Never be as good. And then he says, packing up wife beaters, white t shirts, but what? I'm the greatest.
What is that?
So people think this part could be a shot at Joe Budden, the rapper and the podcaster who's in Slaughterhouse. He got charged with domestic abuse, beating his wife.
I didn't know
So
that.
people think it's a play on that, like, packing up Joe Budden, right? And then
Interesting.
the wife beaters and white t-shirts are obviously white stuff. So I don't know if that ties into the honkies sounding like me. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
I'm not sure if he's saying it's like what he wears or what he used to wear, or like I don't understand completely the whole scheme there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't know if he's packing it up because he's getting rid of it or he's taking it with
Yeah.
him. I don't
I don't know if he's
know.
referring to other people as wife beaters and white t-shirt. You know what I mean? It's not clear to me.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, and then it's but what? I'm the greatest. All right, this is where we left off. We'll pick up here.
So you sold 10 million albums, eh? What? Only problem is, you put out 10 million albums, eh? Wait, what was I just about to say? Oh yeah, let me get this out the way. I know there's people that are pissed about the way I mispronounce the name. Fuck, I still can't say this shit, but how quickly they forget who the fuck I was. Now ninja tried to duck my slugs. You let your girl get fucked by mugs. I'd like to give a shout to Cypress. This can't be real, you dissed me, and I was just trying to give you a shout. Now get the fuck out my rhyme book. No more shiners already to my sign took. And rappers, I hear you talking shit. I'm just too big to respond to it. God forbid I forget throwing jump out the window. Somebody better childproof it. Cause if I lose it, we can rewind to some old Ja Rule shit. And I can remind motherfuckers how you shit. You don't got the tools I got in my toolkit. I bullshit you not. Y'all fools just forgot that I'm so fucking awful with the thoughts. And when I'm hostile and impossible to stop, so you can call it a nostril. Cause it's not gonna ever. I'll never let up on the pedal. Might as well get them out. Cause I'm wiping up everyone in this genre. Cause on the mic, I feel like I'm greatest in the world. Greatest in the world. Greatest in the world. No lie, I might be best to ever do it. Best to ever do it. Best to ever do it. I feel like the greatest. Woke up to honky sounding like me. Never be as good. Never be as good. Back it up. White beaters, white t-shirts, but I'm the greatest.
Okay. Real quick, we'll go to the second verse. So he comes in, he starts off, he says, so you sold 10 million albums, eh? Only problem is you put out 10 million albums, eh? So,
Oh, like saying they only sold one copy of each one.
yeah, which is funny. Then he says, wait, what was I just about to say? Oh, yeah, let me get this out the way. I know there's people that are pissed about the way I mispronounced a name. And then he shouts, D Antwoord. So, I don't know if you remember this in the song Untouchable on Revival, the one that has like the Cheech and Chong sample
Oh,
about the
yeah.
cops and stuff.
Mhm.
He referenced them. He has the line. He says where he's taking the perspective of like a black person, where he's saying, I'd rather hear them say die N-word than die Antword," right? So
Okay.
he changed the way he pronounced the band's name to make it rhyme.
Yeah.
Antwoord, die Antwoord, however you pronounce it. They're a band in South Africa, and as we discussed in Untouchable, they had like a video where the girl was in like blackface, and it wasn't
Ooh.
clear if it was like a cultural critique or if like they were being dicks, whatever it was. So he's referencing how people were mad that he mispronounced the band's name in on the track on Revival. So this scheme continues though. So I'm gonna read it and then we'll explain a little more. He says, fuck, I still can't say the shit, but how quickly they forget who the fuck I was. Now, Ninja, try to duck my slugs. You let your girl get fucked by mugs. I'd like to give a shout to Cypress. This can't be real. You dissed me, and I was just trying to give you a shout. Now get the fuck out my rhyme book. Okay, so a few things here. He's saying he still can't pronounce their name. And then he says, now Ninja tried to duck my slug. So Ninja's a member of the Antwood, right?
Okay. I wouldn't know that.
Yes. And then he says, you let your girl get fucked by Muggs. Okay, so DJ Muggs is a member of Cypress Hill, right?
Okay.
But he worked with that group, Antwood, whatever the fuck it is, under like an alias. He worked with them, right? So Eminem is saying to Ninja that Muggs fucked your wife. She's also in the group too. She's one of the band members, right?
Okay.
So he's dissing the group now, saying like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's fucked your wife, blah blah blah, and then so he ties it in with Muggs, right? Who again from Cypress Hill. So he says,
Okay.
I'd like to give a shout to Cypress. So again, Cypress Hill, DJ Muggs. Also, Cypress Hill had that song A to the K that I mentioned in the first verse.
Right.
So there's a little foreshadowing.
Okay.
Okay, then he continues. He says, this can't be real. You just dissed me and I'm trying to give you a shout. Now, Be Real is another member of Cypress Hill.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that.
So just the letter B and then real. So he's tying in. It's actually a really pretty cool scheme that
Yeah,
he
that
does
is
there.
cool, but I wouldn't have noticed it at all.
Yeah, and he says, you dissed me and I was just trying to give you a shout. Now get the fuck up out Red Book. So it didn't sound
Okay.
like he was just giving them a shout because, again, the D-ant word, the line was, I'd rather hear them say die N-word than die ant-word. And then he says it's more better disguised banter, like implying that it was like subtle racism, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So, whatever. And then he says, no more shiners, already too much time token rappers. I hear you talking shit. I'm just too big to respond to it. So the no more shiners. So shiners typically like a black eye.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's referring to something in particular, if like these people are a black eye in the rap game or what. Don't know. Then he says very too much time token rappers. There is a rapper named Token. People think he might be taking a shot at here. Not
Okay.
really sure. But either way, he's telling all the rappers, I hear you guys talking. I'm just too big to respond to it.
It's good.
Although he's kind of,
Responding anyway.
yes.
Just not directly to most of them, at least.
Yes. And then he says, God forbid I forget. Go and jump out the window. Somebody better childproof it, because if I lose it, we can rewind to some old Ja Rule shit. So, God forbid I forget and jump out the window. So, you know that expression,
Yeah, like
jump out
he
the
like
window.
fucks up or like falls off or something.
No. If you're jumping out the window, it means you're going crazy. Like if they
Oh,
said somebody jumped out the window, it's like, oh, they went wild, right? They're like, oh,
I
fuck, he went
guess.
and jumped out the. You don't remember that song by Ron Browse?
I
I'm
do, but I
jumping
had
out.
no idea what it meant.
Well, it wouldn't
I
mean
thought he was just
fucking up.
having fun. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
doing something crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So then Eminem ties in the jumping out the window part with somebody better childproof it, right? And then he says, I will rewind to some old Ja Rule shit. So Eminem, 50 Cent, like almost unanimously agreed destroyed Ja Rule's career when they were beefing back and forth. Also, the child proof and then Ja Rule. He's kind of calling Ja Rule a child, like small, like
Okay.
50 Cent used to do with, Wankster, said he's small. And then Haley was on one of Eminem's mixtape diss tracks. And at the end of the song, she's like, Daddy, is Ja Rule taller than me? And Eminem's like, no, honey, you guys are the same size. So it's an allusion to that. And then, yes, so to some old Ja Rule shit, and I can remind motherfuckers how I do shit. You don't got the tools I got in my toolkit. I bullshit you not. So, self explanatory.
For sure.
And he says, y'all fools just forget that I'm so fucking awful with the thoughts. And when I'm hostile and impossible to stop, so you can call it a nostril because it's not
Ew.
gonna ever.
Ugh.
So yes, he's crazy. Nobody's ever gonna fuck with him. He's hostile and impossible. And then the scheme, which you picked up on,
Yeah.
well, the little reference, he says you call it a nostril because it's snot. So it's not and snot, which comes out of a nostril.
Mhm.
Straightforward. And it's never gonna stop, he's saying. And then he says, I'll never let up on the pedal. Might as well get the mop because I'm wiping up everyone in this genre. Because on the mic, I feel like I'm the
And then it goes like into the chorus again.
Yes, so pedal to the metal, he's gas, right? He's going, and then the mop, because he's wiping people up. That's what a mop does. All right, we got one more verse. We will let this finish. Where are we?
White t-shirts, but I'm the greatest. Oh yeah, and one more thing I want to mention is your one dimension. I'm a monkey wrench and I can flunk detention. I love contention, so welcome to the gun convention. Muscles flexing, got a strut like a front suspension. And you just stuck the key up in the ignition and gave me enough gas to flood my engine. Yeah. Psychopath Michael Jack's blowing up like a rap. I fit slap glad with an ISIS flag. Bet you I come back twice as bad. Revival didn't go viral. Denon and Royce tell me that I should take the high road. Fuck that, I'm finna hit back till I run out of gunpowder and split the scene. Hold the mic similar to pistol squeeze, but I shoot from the hip when I grip them things. And my lips are the clips, got the sig lit like it's nicotine. Trigger me and Slim gets mean. Bars are like bullets when I split them schemes. That's why I call the motherfuckers M16s. Float like a butterfly, I'm gonna sting like a bee. You ain't harming a thing, I hit it dang hard as I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna need to put my arm in a sling. But like a wedding band, you gotta be diamond to even climb in the ring anomaly. I'm Muhammad Ali, cause I knew one day I'm gonna be the greatest in the world. Greatest in the world. Greatest in the world. No lie, I might be best to ever do it. Best to ever do it. Best to ever do it. I feel like the greatest. Woke up to honky sounding like me. Never be as good. Never be as good. Back it up. White fetus, white t-shirts, but I'm the greatest.
This last verse is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he comes in, he says, oh yeah. And one more thing I want to mention is your one dimension. I'm a monkey wrench and I can flunk detention. I love contentions. So welcome to the gun convention. So his opponents are one dimension. He's a monkey wrench. I mean, he's versatile, can do a bunch of different things. He can flunk detention, which is, I guess, not really possible. It's not a class.
Yeah, unless you don't go.
Yeah, it's not really a class.
No.
He loves contention. He says, welcome to the gun convention. So he introduces a gun scheme here, which he actually picks up a little later too.
Okay.
Then he says, muscles flexing, got a strut like a front suspension, and you just stuck the key up in the ignition and gave me enough gas to flood my engine.
So car scheme.
Cool. Yeah. So like muscles flexing, so like muscles, but like muscle car.
Yeah.
And then got a strut like a front suspension. Literally struts are front suspension. And then the key in the ignition, enough gas to flood my engine. So yeah. Self-explanatory, but yeah, it's getting him amped, right? He's saying the critics are giving him fuel, and he's going to go back on them. Then he says, psychopath, Michael Jack's blowing up like a raft. I should slap Vlad with an ISIS flag. Bet you I come back twice as bad. So psychopath, obviously crazy.
Yeah.
That goes back to like the first verse where he's talking about all the like the shooters and stuff. And then so this part's actually kind of random. The Michael Jack's blowing up like a raft.
I don't get
So
it.
Michael Jackson. So I get
that.
blowing up.
I get Michael Jackson.
I don't know if he's referring to himself as like a psycho Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like a psychopath
Maybe.
Michael Jackson. All right, then he says, I should slap Vlad with an ISIS flag. So do you know who DJ Vlad is?
No.
So he's a YouTube guy. He does interviews with rappers, tons of them. And so he's taking a shot at him. So I forget why he's saying slap him with an ISIS flag. I don't know if there was like people were saying he was funding them or affiliated with them. I don't remember because he's like Russian or Ukrainian, Vlad. So I don't really know why. I forget. Let me know if you guys know exactly what he's talking about.
Weird.
But then he says, bet you I come back twice as bad. So bad goes with the Michael Jackson line. Bad, right? All right. And then he says, revival didn't go viral.
Yeah.
So he does that in the tone of Humble by Kendrick Lamar. My left stroke just went viral. So he's doing that. So he's being self-aware. Then he says, Denon and Royce tell me that I should take the high road. So Mr. Porter and Royce the 5'9" saying, don't respond.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, fuck that. I'm finna hit back till I run out of gunpowder and split the scene. Hold the mic similar to pistol squeeze, and I shoot from the hip when I grip them things. Okay, so I mentioned he introduced the guns scheme before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's saying seam there. I have the lyrics up on my phone. It is scene. I didn't know if it was scene or seam, but I guess the rap scene he's splitting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he introduces gunpowder, right? And then splitting, like if you shoot something. Mic to a pistol, that's self-explanatory. Squeeze and shoot from the hip when I grip them things. So like
more gun
all
stuff.
gun shit. And then he does some crazy shit here where he says, and my lips are like clips, got the cig lit like it's nicotine. So this is a double entendre. So his lips are like clips, so like the magazines in the guns. So the sig should actually be spelled S-I-G. So a Sig Sauer,
Okay.
Sig Sauer is a type of gun. So he says got the sig lit like it's nicotine. So it's a
That's
play
cool.
on, yeah, so he has a gun lit, right? And then like a cigarette nicotine, obviously, which is
Yeah.
sick. Then he says, trigger me, and Slim gets mean, so trigger. Bars are like bullets when I spit them schemes. That's why I call them motherfuckers M16s.
It's good.
This might be the greatest line on the album. So he's equating his bars to bullets. He's continuing this crazy gun scheme. And then so he says, that's why I call them motherfuckers M16. So I don't know if you know, but most rap verses on songs are 16 bars.
No, I didn't know
So
that.
you'll hear people in songs talking about like, oh, I spit like a hot 16, or 16. So, but he does M16s. So obviously M16's a gun,
Yes.
but the M, like Eminem, 16s.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So his bars are like bullets when he spits. That's why he calls them M16s. Sick. Then he says, float like a butterfly. I'm going to sting like a bee. You ain't harming a thing. I hit a ding as hard as I'm going to swing. I'm going to need to put my arm in a sling. So he introduces a Muhammad Ali scheme here,
Yeah.
which the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And then you're not harming a thing. He's going to be swinging so hard, he needs to put his arm in a sling. That's straightforward. Then he says, but like a wedding band, you got to be diamond to even climb in the ring. Anomaly, I'm Muhammad Ali, because I knew
Like
one day I'm going to be.
an anomaly. It sounds like he says Ali,
Yeah, he
which is
does.
funny.
So, like a wedding band, you got to be diamond to even climb in the ring.
Oh,
So,
it's a good
so it's
one.
like a boxing scheme there, right? But then the wedding band and a wedding ring, and then
Mm-hmm.
diamonds on a wedding ring, and then yes, like you said, anomaly
Yeah.
sounds like Muhammad Ali, but he's saying he is Muhammad Ali, and he knew because he's one day he's going to be the greatest in the world, greatest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that is it.
Yeah.
All right, so greatest.
It's really good. His rhyme schemes are really good in this song, and it's fun. I like the beat to it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love this song. I mean, this is the second track off of Kamikaze, and both of them are incredible so far.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I love this song. It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So definitely check out Manscaped, Carnivore Snacks, Chomps, SeatGeek, Amazon Storefront. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Bye.
Bye.